Moving about the camera.
Oh, you're gonna do You look at the numbers super, like, I just generated the report late. I don't know what to talk about.
No, you stay home.
Mine's kind of.
Here's the little over.
Maybe we need to adjust the seat, put it back here in the corner. We need to adjust this clock.
It's slow.
Yeah, I've got 6:02.
Yeah. Okay.
Say the Lord's Prayer. Our
Father,
Father,
who
who
art
art
in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, and thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. We gotta call for order.
Okay, you want to do the Pledge of Allegiance now?
Do you want to call the meeting to order?
Call the meeting to order.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
Let's call the meeting to order and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Matthew, please call the roll.
Gallagher,
Here.
Callaghan,
Here.
Jacoby,
Present.
Scarborough,
Here.
Showers,
Here.
Freeman,
Here.
and Alderman Olson is absent. Prior notice.
And do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Mayor?
Discussion? Yes.
One of the things that you will see on the approval of expenditures is a significant amount going out to Myrna. And I asked Matthew about it, and here's my take on it. There is an annual assessment from Myrna that covers things like auto insurance, workers' compensation insurance, and automobile insurance. I think there's a couple of other things that the risk pool provides for us. But it comes out once a year, and it is based on the total amount of payroll and vehicles and a couple of other metrics.
Yes, I mean, it's a pool similar to Midwest Public Risk, which we have our health insurance too. It's based on the rates that, we're part of the pool, so it's based on how other cities in the pool perform as well. It also,
So the amount for this year is, if you add all of them up together, it's like 156,000. Our total assessment for 2024 was 160,000. So we'll see these fluctuations year over year. In this case, it's about 4,000 less than what we had last year. So that's the bulk of the expense approval report. That's my comment. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else you want to discuss before we call the roll? Okay, Matthew?
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callard,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes. Okay. I do have a couple of mayor's comments. Did you bring zoning board appointments, applications? Okay. Yeah, well, you can go do that real quick. We do have some resignations from the park board, both Rod Kreitz and Mary Langner. We thank them for their service and wish them well on their paths, whatever's going on.
Mary's gonna move out of town.
Well, I thought I saw a for sale sign at Kreitz for a
Yeah,
while.
they about got their house ready to put up for sale.
Okay. All right. We need to pass those around. You just have one set, don't you? Okay. I have zoning board appointments to make. The board needs to approve these. There's some haste in doing this because we have some issues to handle before the 30th of the month. And we have to have a zoning board. And it will consist of 3 at this point. It can be 5. They are Alex Toy. He lives on River Road. He's an architect. David Dollins was the fire marshal in North Kansas City before he retired. And then Gene Thornburg lives on River Road as well, and he's a retired person as well. So those are the 3 that I'm bringing before the board. Any questions or discussion?
If I recall correctly, there was a point about 1.5 years ago where there was an appointment of a member of the Board of Aldermen. I think it was Alderman James Page who was appointed to the board, to the Board of Planning and Zoning. Is there a need to have a Board of Aldermen member on the Planning and Zoning Board? Okay, so it's these 3 plus 1 more?
From the board.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just making sure I had it right in my head.
As well as myself for some reason. Okay. So can we get the 3 appointments done to begin with?
I have a question. How long are their appointments?
4 years.
4 years? Okay.
And did the previous ones just expire?
They expired in 4 of 24.
So we've been without.
Okay.
So,
At least one of them is cool.
Thank you.
Can you repeat the names again real quick?
Gene Thornburg, Alex Toy, Toye, and David Dollins.
Okay, because that was the second to finish reading those.
There's somebody on the board on some, I don't think so.
Pardon? There is nobody that is
We've
current.
never had one on, from the board on. since
James-
I started.
James Page was.
Was it?
Mhm. Yeah. motion to approve these?
I make a motion that we approve the 3 individuals the mayor recommended for the board of zoning adjustments.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Or
Gotta vote.
clerk, call the roll.
Cowden,
Yes.
Cowden,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Okay. Now we need to find a board member that will sit on that as well. So talk amongst yourself and figure it out.
Can you give us an overview? For me, I'd like to understand what the expectations are for zoning.
Chris, you want to step forward and
Yeah,
talk?
sure. So I've been here 14 years. One of my hats is planning and zoning administrator. In those 14 years, we maybe had 8 meetings. As we continue to become more and more landlocked, which are real close, those will lessen even more. You may recall recently we did a lot splits that are 3 parcels or less don't go before planning and zoning. Obviously, larger projects do. The property gateway now property was a couple times went through planning and zoning for the conditional uses for 4, and initially when the project was discussed to happen after the lawsuits or when the property was becoming available, if you will. So it's not a huge commitment, if that helps.
Okay, thank you so much for the explanation.
And it's an on-demand.
Yeah.
Yep. So does anybody?
I'll throw my hand up there. Nobody else wants. Can't get on Tuesday.
You're ready.
Board president.
Yeah, the president.
I can't be on the zoning board.
I don't think so. I don't think we've been to.
Well, whoever sits up here could possibly be on 2. If they took it over, if one of you said yes, you would be sitting on the Board of Aldermen.
Well, I mean, like he's the president of the board, so he already has stuff to do too. But can he be on another one on top of that? On top of the president of the board?
I don't see why not.
Historically, that will go back 25 years, but I was two different years. I was the board president. I was also, at that time, we had police committee, fire committees. So a couple of members of the board worked with the department head to bring things to the board. So I was, during those terms, I sat on 3 different boards, 3 different committees for the sides, because that's what it is a committee. It's a zoning, the Board of the Zoning Adjustment Committee.
I have the ordinance up if you
Go ahead.
just want to listen.
You beat me to it.
It's section 400.050, Board of Zoning Adjustment. A Board of Zoning Adjustment is hereby established in accordance with provisions of Chapter 89 Missouri Revised Statutes 1949 regarding the zoning of cities. The word board, when used in this chapter, shall be construed to mean the Board of Zoning Adjustment. The powers and duties of the board are enumerated in section 400.290. The board shall consist of 5 members who shall be residents appointed by the mayor and approved by the Board of Aldermen. The term of office of the members of the Board of Zoning Adjustment shall be for 5 years, excepting that the 5 members first appointed shall serve respectively for terms of 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and 5 years. Thereafter, members shall be appointed for terms of 5 years each. The members shall elect their own chairman, who shall serve for 1 year. A member shall serve until his or her successor is duly appointed and qualified. Vacancy shall be filled for the unexpired term only. Members shall be removable for cause by the mayor and board of aldermen upon written charges and after public hearing. So I don't see any restriction on the type of alderman that's there in other positions now.
I thought you read it. had to be all
Residents.
residents.
Yeah.
He's a resident. But it doesn't say anything about the board.
It just
That's why
says
we're
that,
supposed
that
to be
the
on the-
members can be appointed by the mayor and the board, and approved by the board of aldermen. Technically, according to this item, there does not need to be a member of the board of aldermen on there. But I know historically
There
we
also
have
could
done
be.
it, but there also could be. I think we've historically done it so that there was at least one voice in the board that is making decisions that has a little bit of backstory on the things that are being proposed in that board. And it helps things go a little bit more smoothly when there's things that transition from the board of planning and zoning to the full board for a decision to be made. If somebody from the planning board was already there and a member of the board of aldermen, they have that experience. They were there at the meeting. They're familiar with what was being presented and can help explain it to the others who are supposed to be making the decision. That's the way I take it as to the pros for having a board of aldermen member. on
And
the-
we have to have staggered terms, is that what
Yeah,
I'm
that
hearing?
sounded Like we have to make them a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a,
That's
he's
talking about-
added, then he's a 4-year term.
That ordinance was written for when it was first created. Like the very first year that we had the Board of Planning and
Okay.
Zoning, you had 5 people, but all 5 people didn't all expire at the same time. You staggered it. And then like going forward, 20, 30 years after that very first board, you still have the staggeredness, but there's a sentence in there that says that they serve until they are replaced, essentially.
Somebody could expire a term next year, but if nobody was appointed, they would should continue serving until. They wouldn't have to.
They don't have to.
Well, all of the expired people expired in April of '24. So there is no staggering coming before us. Do we want to do a
And I
second?
nominate John then for the position.
You can make a motion.
I want to make a motion to appoint John as the board alderman on the committee.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Do I need to abstain?
I would think so.
Abstain.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, John.
Hopefully, there's not a bunch of meetings coming up.
It doesn't
Like I
sound
said,
like it.
history says-
Surprise.
Once they start popping cul-de-sacs, it's gonna take lots.
Any alderman comments?
And I'm just seeking clarity for Alderman comments. What exactly can we talk about?
Anything that you wouldn't have to go into closed
Oh,
session?
that's awesome. Terrific. No long-term chit chat. So during our, what was it, our economic meeting last Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
It was Tuesday at 5:30. I drafted a survey for our employees to determine if, what type of HSA or what type of plans that would be beneficial. And I'm looking forward to some feedback, constructive feedback, or if the phrasing of the questions are not necessarily where they need to be to tweak them. So would love everyone to give me feedback so we could, but if it's okay with the mayor, flip into at least implement it sometime soon.
Okay, has that not been done?
It has been sent out.
It's been sent out, great.
As I say,
Have we
you
got any
sent it to us.
responses?
Yeah, I sent it to everybody on the board that I had an email address for, and then it has also been, it's live.
Okay.
Employees too.
Yeah, 'cause I-
Okay, so that
I
was sent out to
responded.
the employees?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, great, that's awesome.
So
How is it live? Where are they finding it?
So, go ahead.
When it was sent out to everybody that was eligible for benefits, there was a link for them to click on.
So, yeah, it was a, huh?
We've all done it.
Okay,
Well,
great.
So where's it coming back to?
I can tell you. So I created it. I came in and Clerk Matthew was very kind enough to allow me to show him how a survey can be done. And I can come in sometime this week and get the data and write up a report and have it to the committee hopefully by Friday. That's it. Yes, sir.
So one of the things that we'll discuss during the finance committee, and probably personnel committee, it's kind of both, so it'll be done in one of them. It's on the agenda for personnel committee, so we'll talk about it in the personnel section. There's a timeline we're running up against. So I think we're going to be making a decision, or there's going to be motions to make a decision here like tonight.
Okay.
It would be really good to have some of the feedback, but open enrollment ends for our city employees on Friday. So our ability to make changes is incredibly limited.
Okay, so then Clerk Matthew, do you have some time tomorrow? Come in and write up the report so it can be distributed and sometime. I know I didn't know it was such a sharp deadline, but is that possible?
Possibly. It's something I was gonna share in my comments, but I can share it now.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
might be out of the office tomorrow.
Okay,
I have a family member having surgery. It's not in town, so I might, I can't commit to tomorrow right
okay.
now.
Do you have a few minutes after our meeting and I can just copy and paste and work something and somehow send it out to someone to distribute it? That would be great. Thank you.
Okay, the other thing that you need to know, Pat, is Clerk Chapman was meeting with another insurance tomorrow. Every 3 years, we're kind of supposed to send it out for bid, and I don't find that that's been done. So that may qualify us for basically sending it out. So I would prefer if we don't do something tonight and wait until tomorrow and have a special board meeting or a special finance meeting and get this rolling that way. Is that okay?
Okay.
I just want to make sure, if I heard correctly, that I can interact with Clerk Matthew tonight to get the information to write it up and distribute it. I just want to make sure that's okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
Any other alderman comments?
Can you move your microphone forward?
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Perfect.
All right, any old business?
Oh, I have a question. Has anyone, former alderman, has there been anyone that is interested or you have identified that could be on the board?
No.
Okay.
Public comments or guests? Nothing? Okay. Administration?
I had provided a written report, and then if there were no questions related to that, I mentioned about possibly being out tomorrow. The other thing that wasn't in my report, apologies to Alderman Callaghan, but we are needing to schedule a planning and zoning meeting soon. But now that we've got the members of the committee, we're gonna need to schedule a meeting of that committee prior to the end of the month, which is, and once that's, assuming they approve the conditional use permit, that will be on the agenda for Star Development / Streamco for the property. That will need to go to the board for final approval prior to June 30th. So, and we have to have, once we decide on a date and time for the planning and zoning committee meeting, we'll need to post that as a public hearing, and that starts a 15-day clock, so we can't have it 15 days. So, once we've decided on the plan and zoning, we will schedule a special meeting of the board. Both those events are coming. But once I've contacted these three gentlemen, and you, we will come up with the time, and we will, just know that's coming.
Okay.
So if I may add, this will be the third one of those. They're pretty much a slam dunk.
Are they, what is the Stemco, is that for parking?
Tree Cove for the 4 vehicles.
Yeah, for parking them down here.
They'll continue to park there. What's holding, why they're going for another extension is because they had a vapor test of the
Paper wells.
wells, and they wanted to do another test in July, which was after their use permit was up. And this is coming from the Department of Natural Resources. So once they do the second one, hopefully they will come back to Star Acquisitions and tell them what they need to do to mitigate those issues with the wells, and that they can move forward. Anything else you want to?
I don't have anything else unless there are questions.
Okay. Chris, Public Works.
I provided a written report. Didn't know if anybody had any questions or anything on it. If not, I was just gonna add real quick, I think it's July 27th that they're doing that second testing on those vapor wells. If anybody doesn't know what they are, there was fuel tanks on that property due to it being a trucking entity, and the vapor wells were there to release gases. There can be real subtle things that come out of this from DNR that they have to do for proper, or it could be as simple as putting plastic underneath the concrete slabs in the residential part. It doesn't affect the commercial part, I understand. And we met, the mayor, John, and I met with Star Development and their people and their attorney.
The TIF attorney.
Yeah, TIF attorney, and that was discussed. So, that's all I have. Does anybody has anything?
So I do have a question. Hold on. I do have a question. The question is, once Ford and the Natural Resource Organization reviews this, do they have to do it periodically afterwards, or how will that be managed?
The July 27th test will be a second test, and then there's a third.
Okay.
And that is holding up breaking ground for the bill.
Okay.
And then, I mean, with all honesty, then we'll start getting closer to winter, and they won't break ground in the winter.
Okay.
So it'll likely get pushed to spring.
So then if it's pushed this spring, so then technically, if I'm understanding, so we're gonna get a vapor analysis done on July 27th, 22nd. And that'll be the second test. And then you said the third test
That date hasn't been determined.
not determined. And then you're saying that they're going to break ground or in the winter?
They won't,
They won't.
very likely will not break ground
Okay.
in the winter.
This use permit will be for 6 months, so it will end December 31st. So that's why we would go another round.
And it helps keep vapor off the property. It doesn't bring us really a whole lot of revenues, but it keeps the homeless people from moving in there. Because that place would hold
But every time they come back for a use permit, the previous one they paid us $5,000 for 6 months.
Yeah, they're fine that much for not starting the project. essentially. Just one last thing, so breaking ground isn't, put shovel the dirt and constructing the buildings. It'll take them a while to get rid of all that concrete parking surface and dismantle the building, or buildings, I should say. And then they'll start with the civil engineering items, water lines, sewer lines, and they can start seeing concrete coming in, slabs. Buildings start to be erected over a 1.5 to 2 year process.
That was gonna be my next question for the breaking ground. How long are the expectation? You're saying about 2 years? Okay, awesome, thank you.
They'll do it in phases. They'll say there's 3 apartment buildings, so they'll get one completed and have people move in to the one completed and then continue on.
So then technically, if we're ending the 5,000 vapor tests in December, then technically the first year of breaking ground would be 2026 and then 2027, if I'm understanding
Could be
correctly.
spring of 2026.
Okay, awesome,
I'm
thank
not
you.
hanging, I'm not hanging my hat on any date.
Okay.
It's still very.
Well, it's real contingent on what this vapor test results in July.
Yep.
So that could put things back 2 to 5 years, or it could actually stop them from doing something if it's bad. But if it's bad, then
Have to do reclamation.
then the fight will be on with R&M because they need to clean the city up. Because or Star, I don't want to name Star would try to go back on, that's out of our.
I mean, Tim Harris owns the property, he bought the property.
So, yeah, he did, because that was in the contract. And as is purchased, so it'd be on 10 stars.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not a dangerous outcome. It would be good.
Thanks, Chris.
I'm curious, do we have a park board left if all these people resign?
There are 2.
There's another one moving in September, October.
Yes.
Supposedly, allegedly, but very likely.
Okay. Fire department,
Did not have a written report this go around. Anybody has any questions for me about any topics they'd like to discuss?
When are you supposed to get the ambulance?
So July 17th is the date that kind of dropped in, so we're still on track. And kind of on the same line, we're gonna be going out later this month. I've got a pumper committee put together, and we're going to kind of take a field trip out and see. We're gonna kind of go with multiple vendors. This first go around, we're looking at Spartan fire trucks with the Feld representatives. So we're gonna kind of go out and kind of see what's out there. I can tell you right now, today, a brand new fire truck, today, new pumper is gonna be around, they priced it today at $795,000. And then
your toys are expensive.
with the caveat that actually so that is in September or in 2027, the EPA standards have changed, and it's going to and I'm only talking to Spartan and Feld right now. The increase on their fire truck is about $92,000 once after 2027, just for those emission standards. So that's where it's headed. So just so you know.
So,
Thanks for the good news.
Right?
So I do have a question. What are the new emission standards now that are
You know what,
expected?
I do not know.
Okay.
I don't know. But they are, there's no, they're not optional. So,
Do any of these companies have trucks on the lot, so you have to buy one and you gotta get it delivered within 30 days, or is this all billed after you buy it?
no, so, no, well, it's kind of a mix of that, right? So, and that's kind of the reason we kind of started early to kind of see where we wanted to go, because we're looking at probably 2030 to have our pumper replaced, so, you know, 4.5, 5 years from now. Well, for instance, Pierce Manufacturing, they're at about 4 years. It would,
That much lead time?
yeah, but, that's not for all of them. I've been talking to Spartan, they're about a year, 10 months to a year right now. So, you know, going out there, I mean, we might be jumping the gun a little bit on this, but I kind of wanted to kind of see where we're at, see what's out there. We can probably, we kind of make a decision, and to me, we want something basic. We're not asking for bells and whistles. We want a basic fire truck that will handle the equipment that we have, and, we're not nothing fancy, so, and that's about $795,000 right now. So, anyway, it's just something to plan for. There's other options, there's lease purchase options, there's different things we can do. If we want to look at something. I know the past, the board was not interested in doing anything like that, so.
Well,
Go ahead.
I will say, I believe that we've been planning for this for at least the last 5, 6 years. And there's been a portion set aside for a fire apparatus every year inside of capital improvements. So I think that there is stuff there that we're continuing to contribute to in order to, we're not gonna have a giant bill that we have absolutely no clue what to do with at the end of the day. We've been planning for it for a while, and we'll continue to contribute to it year over year.
So, I mean, that kind of, weighing the difference, trying to get something early and avoid having to deal with those emission standards. To me, the extra time is more valuable than that we wait.
Good. Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Jared, yes.
Excuse me, I do not have anything, except for something in closed session.
Okay. Municipal Court, Sarah.
Oh, municipal court, sorry. I don't have anything either. I'm just here for the closed session.
Okay.
That's all.
Personnel Committee, are you speaking for them?
Did you want to, or did you want me to?
Reading off the things like normal.
It's allowed.
It's up to you.
You can do it.
Okay.
I guess.
So there's a couple of things that we're going to talk about. The first is the hiring, termination, promotion, annual pay adjustment that's listed. And then there's 4 items on the bottom as well. Some of which we'll go into closed session for in accordance with Missouri Sunshine Law. And other things we will wait. So I guess this is more of a question before we get started. Would you guys like to go into closed session at the very end of the meeting, like after ordinances, or are you good going into closed session earlier? Okay. We will do it at the end of HR recommendations then. Okay. So I will read them. I move to accept the resignation of Philip Biscon, single role medic, effective 5/31/2025.
Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
I move to approve the yearly step increase for Police Sergeant David Heckman from pay grade 145, step 3, $30.11 per hour to pay grade 145, step 4, $30.71 per hour, effective June 8th, 2025.
Second?
Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
I move to accept the resignation of Gio Lanzardow, part-time dispatcher, effective May 29th, 2025.
Second?
Discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
I move to accept the resignation of Georgia Fox, human resource / risk manager, effective May 6th, 2025.
Second?
Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Okay, the first thing that we discussed during our founding personnel committee meeting on Thursday, May 29th, was a movement from reading individually each line item like we just did. We had 4 changes. We read 4 times and we voted via roll call 4 times. We've spoken with Matthew, and there is an ability to handle these in a summary manner. So handle them as a consent agenda item, either with consent agenda or separately under the HR section. So we can handle them separately, like in a separate section, not roll it in with approval of minutes and approval of expenditures. But it allows us to approve each of these in a single manner. So what that would look like was, I have a motion to approve the HR recommendations for what's listed. And we get a second, and then we approve, or if there's a discussion point. So we know that we have some family members, board members, there's some conflicts where one might not be able to vote. So I know I'm affected, I think Ms. Debbie's affected as well. In instances like that, we handle it just like any other item where we have to recuse ourselves during the discussion or voting on. So something like that would be, I would like to remove the resignation or the pay change of X, Y, and Z because they're related to me. We will handle that one as a separate line item. So we'll go ahead and do the digest of the 3, and then we'll have a separate one of the one that we asked to be considered separately from the rest of the approvals. So
I have a question.
yes. Yeah, go for it.
If you do it as a consent agenda, will you provide the detailed documentation to support that in packet?
Are you saying to provide this or additional documentation that isn't seen today?
What we saw today would be, I would assume would be what would be attached behind in our packets so that we would see the individual situations?
absolutely, yes.
Okay,
Just like when we do the expense approval report.
yes,
We have the report. We can see line item, this is what's being paid. And that's what allows, like, you guys have seen me a couple of times, hey, we're paying a member of my family for an approved non-ethical violation kind of expenditure. So I'm going to recuse myself on the expense approval report. It'll be handled in much the same way.
okay. That's fine with me.
Matthew, is there anything else that I missed on that discussion?
So
Okay.
do we need a motion in a second?
So I move that we handle future HR recommendations as an item under the consent agenda.
Second.
Any further discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Okay. There's a couple other things. Additional city contribution to health insurance plans. So I know we talked about it. This is not the first time we've discussed this. We talked about it in the finance committee. And we talked about it in personnel committee as well because it impacts the employees. So, Mary, there's a lot of forces kind of coming together all at the same time that makes the conversation both important and difficult. So it's important because our health insurance is not linear. It's not in line with what surrounding municipalities are doing. It's frankly subpar. And so something needs to be done. At the same time, we are also facing additional options of we have other health insurance options as well. So I'm going to let things play out for right now, but I would like to continue to push this as a topic. I know that there are options that we can't take. Some of them cost money, some of them don't, some of them increase. I talked about levers, changing HSAs, HSA contributions amount, changing employer contributions amount, stuff like that. So I'll await the results of the meeting on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week with the tomorrow. And if we have any other,
look, we can always call a special meeting.
we can talk about it. And it's timely because our current health insurance has open enrollment ending on Friday. And if we were to make changes to employer contributions, it might change what our employees choose for their health insurance. And once it's locked in, it's locked in for a year unless there's a qualifying event that occurs, a marriage, a birth, something along those lines. So
Duly noted.
I'm sorry, was that?
I said duly noted.
Okay, cool. In your packet.
Wait a minute. I would like to do just a new business item, and it's a question for the board.
Sure.
Because it will eventually affect the city's finances. A lot of the new people here have not heard about the TIF program that has been underway with the R&L Carrier property. My question to you guys is, would you like to have Lauber Law, who handled all of that for the city, come and make a board presentation so that we all understand what TIF is all about?
Yes.
I don't know how much it will cost us.
You said there's
I'm willing to spend the money so that you guys understand it.
Do we have an estimated cost? Are we talking 4 hours at?
No. It's not going to be that.
So we can't summarize it in PowerPoint without a cost. Just curious, is there a website? Oh, we're all talking also.
Okay, put your microphones to your faces so we can all hear, please.
I said the TIF plan was supposed to be for 10 years.
No,
Yes,
It's-
it was.
well, it's 23.
It's 23, it hasn't started yet.
Yeah, that's been the 10.
No, but it was when we first did the TIF plan.
We've read the TIF plan.
The beginning of the TIF plan says this goes into effect when they actually start.
When they actually start.
So my
Then we
question,
start for another several years, but then we're still.
Yes,
Just paying them over and over.
so my question, is TIF an acronym and what does it stand for?
It means they don't pay taxes.
Tax increment
Finance.
financing.
Tax what?
Increment.
Tax incremental financing.
Excuse me, Mayor, can I respectfully ask that we move the TIF discussion to the finance committee piece?
Sure.
I'd like to keep some more HR personnel related stuff in the personnel section.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yep, that's fine.
In your packet, there is a draft ordinance that talks about the rules, duties, and responsibilities of the personnel committee. This is not a new ordinance. It was something that was drafted probably about 1.5 years ago when we saw some issues occurring with the existing personnel committee. We wanted to make sure that we continued forward in a path that everybody knew what our duties were, everybody knew what our responsibilities were, what our limits of power were, and that we operated, and the assurance that we operated within the bounds that have been placed upon us by the statute or the ordinances of Pleasant Valley. So we're looking for feedback on this draft bill, says draft across it, that talks about what the what the duties are, specifically that 115-270 section A and B. So I'm open to discussion right now. The anticipated outcome of this is if we approve to move forward with this, this will go to legal. We will have the city's attorneys review it to make sure that they don't have any recommendations for changing it. And then at the next board meeting, if there's no changes, we will consider it as an official ordinance for the city of Pleasant Valley. So are there any questions about what this draft ordinance and council bill is about? I'm sorry, can you push
It's
the
the very
microphone closer to
same
your
thing.
mouth?
It's the very same thing we were at the same basically. Because it was three people, you because you're the finance chair. So then two other board members.
Yeah, so this is not changing who is on the committee. It's not changing the makeup of it, it's not changing those requirements. It is enumerating the responsibilities and the duties assigned to the personnel committee. It makes sure that we are providing an advisory capacity to the full board of aldermen only. That we are not making actions, that actions are not occurring in the personnel committee. We are not providing approval for anything. We are doing a review of documentation that is presented to us, and we are forwarding our recommendation along with the original question to the full board of aldermen. It is solidifying that in the city ordinances so that future iterations of the personnel committee are bound by complying with those limitations as set out by ordinance. So
Do we need a motion for that, or?
So if there is any discussion, I'm more than happy. I will make a motion, and then if you want to have more discussion, that's fine too. So I move that we move the draft council bill in front of us, the ordinance amending chapter 115 of the City of Pleasant Valley City Code, send that to our city attorneys for a legal review, and then bring it on the agenda for the next full regular council meeting.
Second.
Discussion, further discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Kobe,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Okay. The last thing before we have to talk about the other items in closed session is judge and prosecutor appointment ordinances. You'll recognize them because we attempted to do them at the last board meeting. We found out that the little changes, the little amendments that we tried to do to make it, legal and hold the test of legality, they failed. So we need to reconsider them. That's why you have 4 ordinances at the end of the meeting. So just wanted to throw that out there. We tried, we failed, we're here to do it again.
That's okay.
It happens.
We recognized a mistake and we're trying to correct it.
Absolutely.
And
Okay. So we've got 2 separate items to discuss in closed session. There's different members for each one. So there will be invitations in, there will be dismissals from closed session as we transition between the 2 topics.
May
I'm sorry,
I forgot to ask, I didn't hear any, I don't know if this was in the alderman comments, so I might be going out of order, but the park board meeting on Thursday, May 29, 2025, Rod Kreitz and Mary Lingler both resigned.
yes,
Can I talk about that? Because I was curious, there's several things I wanted to know. There was a mention.
could we put that off?
Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm good.
We can absolutely talk about it in new business. I think that is.
Okay.
fitting.
You want to do that? Okay, if you'll
But-
give your time up.
No. I'm just saying,
New
move what Stephanie's talking about to new business.
All right,
And then we'll go into closed session now for the 2 items.
okay.
So, let me just make sure I've got all my ducks in a row. I move that we go into closed session pursuant to 610-021 under subsection 3, hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting employees. And our members will be the full board, Mayor Flippin, City Clerk Matthew Chapman. For the first item, we will have
Sarah.
Mr. Jared, Police Chief Jared. And then for the second item, we will include Ms. Sarah Everhart. So we will dismiss Jared after we discuss his item, and then we will invite Sarah for the second item.
Is there a second to that?
Second.
Okay.
Jinx on you.
Any further discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Make sure that you bring the white paper that says confidential. That will drive our second discussion.
Will I supposed to submit mine to that confidential file, because I gave it to Matt?
Yes, we have yours.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, be careful there, Granny. Yeah. Okay. I have to.
It's Superman's bed, I swear to God.
5 hours.
How's your?
I'm great. Come on, Amber.
Yep.
Good. Cool. It's like, shh, awesome. Did you make it? Yeah. It's. I didn't know that you guys changed the time to the meetings. I was kind of not. I had to go get my taxes, picked up my taxes. Now I'm going to grow up. You can go probably come something up. I didn't. We're gonna be working on that. I don't like this. This is 2 years in a row. Why?
Because you're supposed to be in there.
You're supposed to be.
Lisa's like, go in front of the camera for a second. So she can try. I'm gonna.
You run around.
She wasn't supposed to be in the closed session. She didn't think she needed to be a part of it.
We used to place our after because there were she was. There was still effort to start. It takes more time, but it's like, it can be $50 here, $120 there. I mean, and you're good at twice a year. You know, but you.
I'd be more concerned about switch.
Oh, no, but they're getting shit, so when it lashes, it can.
I guess.
She doesn't understand what monopoly is. That's what they've been doing for so long. They don't even have the time to turn it small.
She said that Mary's in her house.
Where they moved to. John May. Maybe she's going over to live with Tom.
Right. He lives July 1st. Hey, lady.
It's down.
Are you looking for mom?
I just have cartridges.
Can you go down to her door around the side, glass door? And if it's locked, just leave it in front of it, I'll get when I get home. But it shouldn't be, just walk in like your family's fine.
Early in the
Okay,
morning.
thank you.
Bye.
Afternoon. that would take
Yeah,
three
so we
blood
could-
pressure
I
medicines.
could
Then
call
if
mom
it's
on it,
morning
right?
and evening, that would take two other.
Is he there? Oh,
If it's morning and then evening.
So, another complex,
I
especially
know.
if it's something that
Because it would explain.
they don't know to take the huge overall attention on.
Okay.
Lindsay's getting ready to walk to your door with some cartridges.
More research,
All right, bye.
If my wife's taking
there's
my
so
blood
many
pressure,
people
right?
that
Yes. Some days never scheduled. I don't know. I was gonna ask them.
research is that
Bill,
mental something
I'm not taking it. Even though the doctor said you gotta take this.
reaching out to me.
Clearly, it's.
Brian
I
was
don't
old boss,
need
but I
it.
got it.
I said, I'm not
I interviewed
taking
with Liberty
it.
Law.
I'll take her blood pressure again.
Oh, really?
An hour.
Who do you interview?
See where it's at.
It'll be the interview
I
board.
swear,
Who's your chief?
140, 95 or something, yeah. So, it's a problem. So, when it saw me, I had explained to others.
I think so.
A couple of times I
Yeah,
actually.
I mean,
It's
it's
one of
the.
times I actually fell, and then I would get right back up.
It's up there, because you get really tired. That's it. Yeah, I put in a good word.
So I never got hurt. It was like,
Oh, man,
they said it would never happen. They said, yeah. It's just when I'm getting up, the blood's
But there's some stone
the one doctor found.
well,
He did that Friday.
I might have said, she was up there 42 years.
Since Friday.
So after tonight, she knows it. She does all say, hey, good words.
But they said it would take
As long as they're not,
I feel good about it.
I get
all that high dose of stuff.
experiment.
Yeah.
So is this a full time?
I forget the name of the high dose. My wife. She goes to all one of the blood pressure medicines is my heart doctor.
Well, I don't know, I changed all those names.
And then the one that said, whoa, we did knock this down on our primary. It's not even a special. Like the other. Yes, there's a, what do you call it? There's a portal.
I was on Saturday or Sunday.
They share. Yeah. Hey, my blood pressure.
No, they do. I saw them.
You're so old. Yeah, I don't see it. I'm not really worried about more than 40.
Yeah, they're giving us, they're doing.
I mean, obviously,
In there, and I was like, girl,
another thing that said was
gotta come to their friends. So 4 hours.
hydrate.
They think there are two, I say two.
Have a water
I
bottle.
probably would just swing between 10 and 11, so when I go in there, I talk to him, it's just like, they only first day, you know, I think they only day.
You had
The girls were complaining.
6 days of them. Maybe.
They're like, never mind. 4 hours is fine. Two minutes, so we can stay 4. Like,
That's
they
the
just look like
Monjaro.
that. Like, oh, Jesus.
Monjaro got me off instantly.
Where do you go? Where do you still doing your still doing
Big
school,
Monjaro.
right? Where do you do that? At Blue Springs?
Type 2 diabetic, and that's type 1, so it was never on.
Is there another one out in Blue Springs?
It's kind of.
Now my numbers. I had high.
I have a good friend in my football group. Their son, his
I do,
wife,
yeah.
I think, is going out to Blue Springs. She's going to do some things because he came. I thought, oh my God, I wonder, it just dawned on me yesterday that it was,
Zero.
yeah.
Very
I
high, 2%.
forgot, oh my God, I wonder if Jen knows her. Here or something, Bree,
But
Gertz, they just got married, I'm not used to calling her.
I mean, honestly,
Very quiet, very, very.
not once a week anymore. I go there maybe once a week.
Sweetest girl, sweet.
Yeah, you gotta have cheap.
But I think she's out of Blue Springs. That's her thing.
And portions, my portions
What,
are
EMS?
way down, because that Montero, there's not a restaurant. If you're on that Montero,
Doing EMS, yes,
there's
sir.
not a restaurant. you can go.
No, she's works at fire, so she's been doing that. She's done all that, so I guess, medic, yeah.
She might be in the next class.
No, she's doing it now.
Yeah.
She's been doing it for
Start taking it,
January.
in order they prescribe it.
Okay.
Wait, something.
We start clinical, we'll play in the last step on Wednesday. I was trying to sign up for clinical next week.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
Much more. That should be done here.
Smart issues.
I got 8 weeks to do my.
Obviously, it's contributing.
It might be nice next time.
But now watching another year, Montero.
Tuesday, I have to.
Lawsuits, everybody's throwing a hand on their forehead or, you know what? You just never know, you know, sometimes.
Yeah, they did
But I feel really good.
Everybody's like, they said, well, we're
Yeah,
having a
had to make
wedding
it whole.
in Vermont, and I'm like, we're all sitting there looking, and they said, it's not, you know. She's decided to go ahead and go to school, because she didn't want to have to go to school and be planning a wedding and doing all that stuff, so that's why she decided to go ahead and jump in. and Get it done.
I go to 34.
But it's close.
So you just finished anatomy, whatever all that
You know, I
is.
mean, I feel my
Yeah, anatomy, physiology.
Yes,
class.
yeah, Susan said it was anatomy and all that.
Online.
What else?
I remember at night probably.
I don't know. There she goes looking. I did Thursdays to class or something. I can't keep up with her.
Pretty sure that's
I
where
can barely
those
keep up with my own damn life.
meds come about.
But she is absolutely one of these people that, I mean, she doesn't say 3 words, but once you get to know her, it's kind of getting up. She's really,
That's
really
right on the
fun.
outside
Yeah.
of that. And remember there's, the,
How was Sunday? You guys get kayaking in?
Yeah, we did Saturday.
Or Saturdays, yeah.
We didn't come home until.
we're so floppy.
Oh my God, you guys
Have to go back to the hospital.
that you have wiped. Yeah.
But I didn't realize they just went straight on after someone at the beach.
I've heard a lot, I've heard a lot of.
Down in the water.
Well, there's no way to see straight. Well, if anything, the right in the roof started leaking, right?
Yeah.
I'm betting, I don't remember, I thought I measured this.
That's, I heard a lot of people complaining since they took the officers out.
I almost have to believe.
That's just.
Dude,
Especially it's not this.
you get free ride. So we unloaded and then there's Yandy groups.
Because I told,
They
you were
unloaded
on,
one truck, but they didn't want to stop.
Talking
They had
about
more like this other guy pulls in.
I said,
He sells with him.
these are the
And he pulls
proper
up, this is
size
funny, I mean, I could show you pictures. How many.
or something.
I wouldn't need
But
it.
I'm with you.
I'm getting ready to do it.
Expand.
And I didn't even care.
Think
Anyway, he was gonna go right where the rest. No problem. So. he
For
started-
keeping the sun.
He pulled up, so I just
Whatever.
went around. And I got out.
So I have to
the car,
believe now that if
He
he
closed the things up, and started walking towards the street, and
then
where did you get your son?
that would seem to tell me that
You don't want to
there's not a
sit there and get my way.
specific thing for that.
Specific.
Bad or cheese. If it's got For full contact. You know, we're talking the one that's there. Yeah, that's exactly right. And if there, and then at that point, if there's any type of gap or fear gap, then also. So that's.
They were.
Yeah, that's right.
And a guy walked out in the middle and he just said, I'm a sovereign citizen.
But-
I was like, oh my God.
If this-
You go around us. Seriously? Oh, my gosh. I was like, you can't take me.
Right in front of me, stop in front of me to do this.
Seems bad as it was.
Excuse me, sir.
Still.
Yeah, no.
I don't, rolled around.
I mean, if
Yeah,
there's one,
that's why.
if there's one that pops up here and there in the bank,
If you get me going, I will look at it.
that being.
Some things are not worth the time or the energy.
No, and then all the kids were there, I'm like, and there was a cat, and I'm like,
It's,
Yeah.
oh,
That's always the problem.
Cause I'm like, why should I really call your
or,
Should've made a week.
Oh,
That's always what I say about my kids. I'm like, I really messed up and you make it strong.
his last
I
name.
didn't mess up. You just don't learn how
He
to.
was the son of somebody.
Complicated.
No, Arabella's with you. She is. First time she met the judge, she's like, and she's like, you'll take your job one day. She sat on it. She's like, I'm taking your job. You're hired next year. You're taking this job. Damn. Strive for that role. Federal fine.
Wait, all those people that care so much about what's going on in City Hall don't show up now, huh?
I'm telling you, in the last 14 years, no one's ever shown up to me.
You know the last.
Very seldom.
I'll tell you,
That's
the
why
last
when they kept
65
saying,
years,
let's-
they never showed
Let's
up.
move it to 7:30, I was like, no. No.
It wasn't that. It was-
Watch the replay.
Is it Walker? Walker. Mark Walker was
I've never gone to one party, other than telling them, like, you're not acceptable.
I've
You're hired to,
been
you're not acceptable. Like, prior.
And then, so then there was one for,
I was just walking around.
most volunteer hours. Volunteer hours was, I'm not trying to test you.
And I walked in my house, kitchen looks like a trash dump. I walked in, I sat down, I looked at the cat, I let her out on the porch, and I thought, well, I am not staying here. I'm gonna go sit.
That's Scott's
You
stuff.
know, and I texted her, and I thought, well, I said, "Are you guys going to Nikki?" She goes, I don't know.
Cause I was like.
And I said, is the meeting still going? She said, yeah. I said, oh my God. She said, oh, did you just say, I said, oh, I didn't know that. So I said, screw it, I'm not sitting in this house. So I just got up and locked the door and left.
Oh, that's cool.
I said,
He's the fire
Inmates,
marshal.
get all this cleaned up while I'm gone. This cat. Oh, as she's walking out on the patio. So I left. I don't care. I just don't even care.
Walker.
Ryan is back in the mill, so I'm sure he's ready to
He left Gladstone. Assistant fire marshal.
Like, we have two captains, but there's toys all over the new captains.
Where's
And
some
I
of
haven't
that
done it the
house?
last couple of days ago.
Is it Tower Sand?
I can't hear my records very well. She went around the kitchen and I'm gonna do one more thing. I said, because it's better today than it was yesterday.
What kind of fireworks do you have in your house?
I just came out, I'm gonna bed at like 7 o'clock last night.
We went to the winery yesterday. I came home yesterday afternoon, laid down 2 hours, died.
She said, how can fireworks cause that?
Oh, day drinking kills me. We're members of the, Riverwood up by Snow
He's a
Creek.
Navy.
It was
Guys
beautiful.
that are
Sit out
79 years old.
on the patio, they have this grass. And Then I thought, okay, you need to get up and do something. So I did some laundry. I thought, I'm not taking the sheets off the
I
bed.
right away.
I'm the only one in there. I can do this another day or two. Doesn't stink yet. I went back in, sat down in the chair.
Well, but then they
fluffed up,
said they
started
knew it
watching
wasn't gas.
For the third time, Lincoln Lawyer.
I heard it.
We need to watch the
Down
show
to the
you.
living room. It was 3
Patrick and I.
booms,
Ryan
I
had a
don't
wild
think
card.
so.
Ryan had
very
a wild
big
card that he
boom.
wanted to spend the night at
and
Chris's
then 2
house
small.
on Saturday night at School Lake. So we actually had an island.
Party.
It's about a serial killer.
No, I've never watched that. I have to do that. Okay.
Anyways, well, I come to the state.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The large Long Island.
That's South Lawn.
And the interview. And then we threw watching 2 episodes. I'm like, we agreed on 1. I had to catch up on 3. I don't know what I'm gonna have the time to do that. I'm like, no,
He
you
died.
don't do what you're doing.
Yeah. I just finished watching finally. I'm not up on there. I watched Tulsa King finally.
Oh, that's good.
I loved it.
Another season.
Yeah. Well, I hope the way they
Yeah,
left
actually,
it.
they recorded too. No one-
So I watched that.
they must have found people.
Whitney will call me, Mom, have you watched this? No. Mom, I said, Whitney, I don't sit here and watch TV all day long.
Wondered if,
Greg will ask me. He got me into, what is that, Landman?
Oh, Landman.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So he got me onto that, because I don't have Prime, so he lets me watch his Prime channel.
Yeah. So I watched it all the way through, and then I told
Go on.
Michelle, I was like, not Michelle, Nicole, I was like, hey, you should watch this. So we finished our one show.
TNT for the
So
swap.
we finally finished Landman.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I absolutely, oh my God.
Oh, is there gonna be a second one?
Yes.
So in like November, we start to stack up in November.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me about them.
For only $10 on Tuesday.
For.
Yeah, my sister Chris goes every Tuesday, her and her 4 girlfriends. They go every Tuesday to watch a show. I'm like, what if you don't like it? And she goes, oh, we'll find something that we like.
Well, my kids will watch Stitch.
Oh, huh?
Patrick said it was so funny. The kids like, they're supposed to be a little bit like renditions, but it's like verbatim the original.
Mm.
So,
Interesting.
but the kids liked it, they thought it was funny. But he said it's word, almost word for word, it's the original. I don't wanna do that.
I'd be in
It's
favor.
the same, like, whole-
Be great.
Did you guys study your land yet? No.
This is the,
I haven't had time to discuss
some state.
it. It's supposed to rain Tuesday through Sunday.
Oh, I know, it's supposed to pour tomorrow, tons of water.
No, I can't have any more in my pool.
I can't have any more in
God.
the basement. So far, knock on wood, I haven't had it, but
What's going on, Jared? I don't know what you're
you
doing
could bring your
there.
kayaks over. You died. You wouldn't believe this. Oh my God, the whole end of my front of my house there, from the garage all the way over inside.
Here's the thing.
You can't think it's about that far from my front stoop. The front stoop that goes to the basement. Oh, no, and you're talking this deep.
So,
That's my next.
I'm gonna show you this video of the kids, speaking of that.
Which, I mean, I guess.
Friday
some-
Me too, I'm starving.
Really regretting not eating today.
You fasting?
No, I just really do.
There's, I can't tell you how many times.
The only mud puddle
Somebody's-
around that time.
Oh my God, look at them. Oh, how fun. Oh my God, I remember when we used to do
This
stuff
blew
like
up.
that.
Family.
This blew up to be
Oh, how it works.
45.
Ironic.
And where's the best?
Pleasant Valley. One of the small towns. There's a lot of Pleasant Valley.
Yes.
It's like-
And they went running around the house.
Good.
Those are the funniest times.
Yeah, the neighbors, actually parents were in town, and they come driving by just looking, jumping, jumping.
Or they'll say something like.
Out of their
Right in the
life.
mud.
The part where like we put flowers usually in front of the house, put a garden once, and then when I ripped out the garden, it was mud and the kids just. And I had a couple of them all like that, just out the mud. And it was too cold to like ran off the hose.
Yeah, we spent on that. But this is the
They coming in
like
the house like
afterwards,
that.
they went over and taken them off.
Down at the end of our notes, down there at the end, that always used to be cleared. My grandma and my dad used to keep that cleared, that little hill. And in the wintertime, of course, we'd go sledding all the time. I mean, that was the coolest thing. But in the summertime, my dad would bring clothes out from beside the house. And he would go down and he would till that hill. And we would put, like, not make it a slip and slide, but there was nothing there except mud. And oh my God, we'd play out there hours, just jumping down, running on the butts, and just sledding down there. Look at you guys.
But.
How fun. Oh, that looks like fun. Whitney has a kayak, she takes the dogs out.
Oh, yeah, I used to take that sometimes, she's too old now.
Hugo doesn't like the water, but Ellie, the little Yorkie that's 14 years old, and she's like, you know, the dog on point on the end of the kayak.
I just like being able to get to talk.
But it was always overseen.
Yeah.
By multiple attorneys.
So we got like.
So it wasn't like, it wasn't like it was something.
Probably something. Or waiting for everybody to get together, take a picture, get in the middle of the line. Here's our herd kayaks. Only one of the line. One is Nicole's and the other one is.
So the way I understand it, we just met
Kayak trailer.
last
Yeah,
week.
so they only can
Job.
fit the kayak.
Tim Harris.
And I need to just replace my.
Turn. Worked on that.
We're gonna recall our hosting program.
They got the air conditioner fixed.
Yeah.
I just noticed it.
It's a master stream training, I think this month, the fire station, so we familiarize ourselves Sunday with it. We climbed up the hill, and did not realize she was having water on top of my truck.
And it basically, anyway, long story short.
I felt part of the thing, we were clear on the other side of the
They're
fire.
like, thanks for the car wash.
We were clear on the other side of the fire station, and we went very well all the way around my truck.
When I first started, the fire department came over and made us all learn how to use a fire.
Oh my God.
It used to be a yearly training. It stopped after the second year.
But we're gonna put on a class for it. Well, we're gonna
Kind of practice.
familiarize ourselves a little bit, we never used the ground.
Money's
And we bought them in our truck, so we got it out.
There's a little sprinkle of money to the process.
A lot of freaking water. And we timed it, so from start flowing water out that nozzle,
The
by the
tax
time we deplete our tank,
gets imposed on the
basically then
residents.
it's flat. So you
That's the tax.
water, so you're out of water. That's a lot of water, that's 500 gallons.
Yeah, but there's a portion of, there's a tax
They have to go home.
that goes
I didn't go
to
because I
the
knew kids,
residents.
I assumed would be quick.
Like I own
Like,
780 Elm Street. Right? Every year I've been paying $1,000, $1,020.
Sounds great. Oh, no, it's not, it's just.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's why some people are up in arms.
Yeah.
Now, the riffraff part, I don't see how.
It's-
They're about 25 minutes. The biggest unit is being 3 bedroom. And then gated. Pretty nice house. Very cool. Yeah, I should say.
You're a little sweaty.
I was not.
Feels
10
good.
seconds long.
I didn't say it was gonna be 10 seconds.
I used to have a little shiny.
Hot.
Little shiny.
Stop bragging about yourself.
It's cold out here.
Yeah, I know, we're all like,
I'm like, damn, everything's tough now.
when you guys with your closed session personnel meeting.
The commercial part of the property.
We didn't know the code in the back door, so we were all three dropping.
Tip
I'm
line.
like, well, we gotta go, we gotta go. We're to pick a corner.
Yeah, the TIF money
Right.
is only tied to,
She's like, don't you know this? He's like, no, she's like, I don't either. Guess we're just stuck.
Just stuck right
We're
over.
stuck in the mayor's office. That's it.
yeah,
Funny.
I'll be either dead or
She's like,
yeah. But see, I don't think any of that's gonna end up on this. It'll be, it's supposed to be just a small strip mall. I guarantee you it's gonna end up being.
Busy. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, we came down on the front, everybody took a breath for about a week and it just goes flowing right into another.
I'll be back out.
You know, some departments that budgets come due in June or July. And so now they're all panicking and they're trying to spend their money. So that's been crazy the last 2 weeks. I don't know. And now because when we're prom, we don't do custom work. And now I've been putting on
You'll
the
see.
custom work off. So now I've got
You'll see the
custom stuff.
pad sites
I
over
mean, just the
by.
weirdest stuff. But a guy today called because I had a question. I tell you, I never want to answer.
Right, before any.
I said, yes, sir, what can I help you with? He goes, okay, I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm a big guy. I'm thinking,
Stuff gets built for.
okay, where's this gonna go?
Like right now.
So we've got some requests
Contact
that
Tim
are
Harris.
alcohol.
um,
And he said, I need some pajamas made.
So where do you think?
So he said, I said, okay. And I said, what kind of pajamas are you looking for? He goes, that.
Unless you go
I said, okay.
once you get past the old,
And he goes, I can't find that. I can't find anything on my size on Amazon
once you
or
get
anywhere else.
past that.
Because somebody told me that you guys do custom
So
stuff. I said, I
that's the
do.
only way.
Right now, I can't get anything started until the end of July. I don't care. He goes, and I don't want long pajama pants, I want shorts. He said, I'm a big guy. I said, okay, let's just clear things right now. I said, how big are you? He said, are you like a 2X? No. 3X? No. I said, 4X. And he goes, pretty much. I said, okay, I can understand, can't, you know. And he goes, and I'm very particular about the color. I said,
Well, that's the thing too.
Okay.
And I've always.
I want royal purple. I said, so royal purple on one color or royal purple top, bottom, or top, you know? Nope, 2 different sets. Okay, we can do that. It was really cute.
You probably wouldn't mind having one up
I
there.
need you to come in here so I can measure you.
Yeah, of course.
I said, well, let's get you some jammers,
Yeah.
mate.
Exactly. You
And I
know,
said, but not till July, end of July,
but
1st of August. Well, could I have them the end of July? I said, I just told you.
You know what I
It
mean?
will be started.
You wouldn't look at me.
Oh.
Get so mad.
I said, but you're welcome to call legislation, and if you can't call me, you can call me back, let me know, I'm Michelle.
It's not 1,000 feet up the road.
No, just go ahead, and I said, well, when can you come in? Well, you have to have an appointment? Nope. I live here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30 on the Thursday, and then noon on Fridays. He said, okay, I think I'll be in tomorrow, and I said, I'll let you do that. okay, no, we're not gonna do
So,
that.
it's just, no, he's coming in tomorrow. So,
Okay.
I'm telling you that we get some bizarre requests.
We went to
Then I had a guy last week, he called me, he goes, Michelle, I called you about 6 months ago.
her and I.
Yeah,
went
I remember you.
When all
I'm so sorry I haven't been in. I
legalized
said,
the
not a problem.
recreational
And he designed to make these,
grow
and I've seen him on
and
TV.
dispensaries.
They're those great big monstrous fur coats that Chiefs get.
The board wanted.
Well, big manufacturers, yes. And he goes, the two ladies that I had making them retired. And you come highly recommend it. And I went, oh my God. I said, okay.
The class. in it.
He said, I'll be up Friday, maybe the
The guy
first
that held
week
the
to talk to you. He goes, so you have the capabilities of doing this? I said, yeah. I said, I do.
California.
I said, during COVID, we shut down the North Kansas City School District, ordered 24,000 masks. We made them. And the assembly line, we
Congressman,
changed
everybody.
the shop into an assembly line,
Try to go
24,000 masks. We made.
Restrictions.
So he's
with
not
it,
been in yet, so that's gonna be interesting to see where that goes.
Environmental, you name it. And
He sent me his
and then he.
website, and I'm just looking at those.
Colorado.
Because we had sell for $2 to $3 grand each.
Colorado.
He goes, you think you can make those? And I said, oh, yeah,
Telling us the
that's
story.
easy.
He said he
No
would
problem.
just- he
He's
would
serious.
Go into that.
Yeah, I'm serious.
And it's just a meeting.
Serious, it's good.
So it's like,
Feel like
it's just
the
kind of weird the way
smell
that,
of it is just-
it's just kind of the rotation of the
And he
cycle.
said,
I mean, we get
go
done
home.
the biggest part of our years,
Wife
and
and
then these
kids.
people come in and woodwork.
Man, you know, and
And I, sometimes, you know, you don't want to
he
do
was
something, so
hired
you
by
just
the
price
city.
yourself out of the market.
And they're like, okay.
Oh, that's no problem. I'm going,
He was going
Yeah. I have friends
as
that
part of his
do
job.
like, I really don't.
To these grow facilities that were open, to make sure they were all.
Yeah.
all
oh, that's fine. Money's no object. I'm going, damn, what if I double it, you know? It's like when you sell your house and the first worker to buy it.
An office he had in City Hall.
So we've just been busy doing
Go
this
to
stuff.
his office when he would walk.
We got some
in
new
City
little
Hall,
apartments,
go to
just
his
picking
office,
them off to
and
the-
be like, wow.
Go to the border now, so.
Yeah, he said
That
that.
I was
obviously
arrested.
that The police chief, the mayor,
Come down with class Bs.
two of the aldermen, the city manager and HR person come into his
I had
office.
when I first got the shirt, I was a lot larger.
We had a
Yeah.
But I don't know if it would be worth ordering a new shirt.
And he was like, What? What do you mean?
Passing this on
Well,
to someone else.
always on the corner, just saying, you smell like it all the time.
Sure.
So visiting these.
Well, Amanda does, she works miracles. She'll tell you real quick.
One of you needs to come with me next
I kind of, I
You'll
saw
see,
Nicole
you'll
order
see.
two women because.
Like, it's not-
class Bs.
I think they even tested them a lot. I can only imagine my,
Just put mine.
over on,
There's someone who's already on statement.
His-
Yeah, it's just, but I thought you were gonna have to
Friday,
go
okay,
and
well,
take a break and breather.
There's a little strip mall. There was a Marcy's Diner.
It doesn't stop.
That little strip mall.
Everybody's bringing in their
It
boat
is.
carts, because they've gone to the lake to take their boat carts off, and got rips and holes in them from the wind and
So that
weather.
was something I was gonna ask you about. We have a vinyl
It's on the
sign
end
for the road.
to this 3 or 4 store places. It's a dispensary,
It's a straight line.
That's,
Very end, so.
smoke shop, so.
Yeah, I'd have, Erin would have to look at it, so she does those constantly.
Then there's a little nail salon.
Yeah.
There's insurance.
Don't bring it soon, she's on vacation this week.
Well, it'll be probably.
I bought this
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
not doing anything with anything.
car.
After,
I had to go to my insurance. guy. Insurance. And I
Yeah,
walked
just bring it in,
in.
we'll unroll it, and I have Erin look at it. She does everything, those projects we do by timing. So
I gotta fold it up in my closet right now. We were down, kind of talked about it. I don't know if it's part of it.
But it was
So I
like,
thought about
whoa.
this by hand,
Well, I can
I think it's
do
we
it
can pull out.
downstairs.
And then I thought about just putting.
is the fabric okay, it's just the thread that's rotten?
Well, it's ripped down the center.
Well, it's not a seam, it's a rip.
Yeah.
Smelled like it just smoked in
Yeah.
high school, so it's like,
She'll take a,
it's crazy.
you said it's vinyl?
Especially the back one, I.
She can put patch on it.
And it's a winter.
Weird, like,
Yeah.
my son, it's just walking down the streets, just.
Are you real picky about how it's put back
Well,
together?
I'll pass cars sometimes.
No, I mean, it's put together with fabric. Is it waterproof?
Well, it's, ish, I mean, it's
Pass
kind
car,
of,
I'd
so
rather
it's
have
not
sometimes
really
than snow.
Yeah.
one end of it's smaller, so.
That would probably be the only thing if we'd have to get some water resistant fabric.
Need to be, like,
Because we don't have any of that. We do have some gray, it's like nylon stuff that is what, I think water resistant. In fact, she just patched a big boat tarp with it,
But yeah, if we had,
but it doesn't absorb, it doesn't.
then you got
it's a heavy duty, vinyl.
when I started up too,
Yeah, we can fix it. She does excellent work.
when things were getting ready to go recreational, was a guy
Just call me.
that reached out to our city engineer, Ron Cobb. So he wanted Ron to design civil engineering for a property for a new business. Didn't tell the guy, he didn't tell Ron what the business was gonna be, which is normal sometimes. Till down the road for her next thing.
Dana, this is your cousin. Just call and see if you're dead or alive. If you're okay, that's fine, just let me know. I just want to know if I need to come find your corpse.
Truck. What, an 8-inch semi. And Ron was like, well, the property's too small for semi-traffic.
How was things up there?
Did you go? Trucks.
Oh, you did, oh, that's right, you guys didn't go, right? Yeah.
We dispensed it's all cash. Those trucks coming in.
So you got them all half off?
Quite-
75%?
Oh.
She'll love that. She'll think, kick-ass, She knows where I am. As far as away from the graveyard as I can get. She knows it.
Yeah, I just can't do it anymore.
I know. You're right. Shut your
If you are, you're not normal.
We know that.
No way.
That's why we love you.
What's that? Silk, sand, metal. I got a pop, both of them, well, that's two, but it's, I got a pop both of them. I gotta see if that means something. Because it might be full or get full. I don't know. Probably 3 years. You'd know.
Just to start backing up. Drains.
If there was a lot of.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
It's probably coming in out of the snow.
Yeah. Is it brown?
And it goes on top,
It's sort of like a nylon,
yeah, looks,
it's like a medium gray color, not a dark gray, it's a medium gray color.
looks like
Yeah.
a big deal, but that 41 thing is hangs down over the back of the truck.
It's not-
And so that goes up and hooks on the side.
Yeah,
Trying now.
she'll take it
Yeah,
and,
too heavy.
I'll get a price.
she'll probably put, send that picture to me, and it's about 8 feet long. I'll tell her, ask her how
I'll
much.
send you the
Used to be there, it always come in.
Because I think she might, she'll do it on both sides,
Yeah.
so it won't leave it exposed. And then she'll sew it up. She
main concern is that
fixed a guy that ripped a gun shirt one time.
on the west side.
It was right in the middle of the back. It was a dress shirt and it had like 3 or 4 colors in it. And she So he fixed this, and he brought it back, and he goes, she didn't fix this. She goes, did you guys buy me a new shirt? I said, what? And she goes, I
This
said,
year?
this, no, I said, you told me this shirt was old. And I said, no,
Yeah.
She goes, she didn't fix it. I said, yes, she did. And he goes, show it to me. So I pulled it up, and it was right over here behind the left shoulder. He had gone like this, removed his shoulder, and it just disintegrated. She matched, what she did was took the placket, that little band in the front that goes down, took it off, down about 5 inches down below where it tucked it in, took it off. On the back part of it, she took that off, and it was just wide enough to make it match to go over it. And then she got a solid fabric and put behind the placket, folded it up, so you still see the placket, but it was a solid fabric. And she took the placket, she matched that. And he said, that is not where she passed it. I said, just a minute, I went back, got a magnifying glass. I brought it, I laid it down. I said, look at this. And he's looking at it, he turns it over, and he's looking at it, and he goes,
One guy got like 14,000.
he goes, I will never, ever not recommend this place to everybody I know.
According to what I was told.
He goes, I'm gonna take this shirt and show it. He still comes in, he'll go, and I remember the guy, he come in, and I go, how's the shirt? And he goes, it's a shrine. It's a shrine. I have it as a shrine. Because I've never, nobody believes me. Just like me, I didn't believe him. And these people just look at me like, that's not bad. He goes, oh, yes, it is.
I
So
heard
she's
one
good.
story that said the ambulance, like, was there.
Okay, that'd be perfect. That's a good time. We're not very busy then. The only thing we're busy with then is school jackets.
Corey
All
said
the
that
little
they were
guys are going
there.
back to school.
More like-
And they gotta look good on the first day, you know, big freshman. Gotta have my school jacket.
Then, no, they responded to.
$400, what we call the basic package to get us started. Yeah. For the money though, the jackets are great because they are nice and warm jackets. And their ours are $195, and those kids wear them all for 4 years. But it's
They're two different stores.
because there's no rules. When I was in school, you earned everything that was on that jacket. Nobody in school wore one their freshman year. Nobody, except for a Heisman Trophy winner. You had to have, you know, school principal, athletic administrator, coaches, okay, if you got a letter, you know, and all that.
Yeah.
Now they just, you know, how, yeah, and it was just, nobody got it. And you had to have, you couldn't put a stripe on your jacket until you had your letter. And now they just, it's identification of what year in school you are. It doesn't have anything to do with the letter. So they all come in and get their freshman sophomore.
But it was, they crowned the road, was thrown that way. Looked like,
That
like
have
Corey,
these kids get these, and then they don't, they
Because
come in the
they were
first
coming
freshman year,
down,
they'll
they
get
were trying to
everything,
make that
in the
turn.
sophomore year a little more. They come in,
I
graduating
told
from
Corey,
high school, and they buy all this crap that goes on this letter jacket, just so they'll have it done for their graduation party.
but he was afraid.
I had a guy come in the
All
other
the way
day,
down to the-
it was a little late because graduation parties were over.
Go down and-
But they were going, I don't know, it was a family thing they were going to this summer in July. And he ordered, God, I think it was like $567 worth of stuff to put on the jacket, just because the kid graduated. And I'm like, you're nuts. I never finished my 2 kids. And I asked him, I said, do you want to get all this stuff? He goes, no.
I bought a classroom.
Yeah, I had a classroom, I didn't have a leather jacket.
I would start slides.
I used to wear it.
I lost mine.
Coming up on 3 or
He
4
lost it,
hours.
we were going steady, and he lost it. I got mine.
Coming up on- slamming into
And he goes, I'll buy you another one. I said, I don't care anything about it. I don't know, we were in Colorado. So, anyway,
I don't know what it is now because I don't know, a lot of money. It's pretty hard.
yeah.
Something, but you're like, so fast. Throwing it up, transmission's not, we're trying to turn.
Oh, they're too big. Oh, that's not hard.
And so it just rolled and they teach me what to do, what you could do with arms.
Yeah. Right, yeah, exactly.
I'll pin them on there.
One of them
It's
says,
pretty much
See,
easier.
like I
says,
have
I'm the
this.
older sister.
That's never the person people.
Don't you ever forget.
I can't wait.
Just fill the salt truck.
And
Right,
and then he says, I don't know how to act my age, and I've been this old.
Oh, I got that one. I got that one.
Oh, that's the thing I told Corey.
Yeah.
Do
Oh,
something.
yeah.
You should be selling a bunch of teenagers.
Yeah.
Got the pretty down or check it out. That's what you
Make her, make her,
I used to do.
make her really slow. Well, I was that one down to your house that night up in Florida. And my hot pink one that had the V-neck cut out of it and the sleeves.
And I'm talking
Beach bum.
30 seconds.
Hey, I know where to get your patches. I ordered 13 transfers the other night.
Did you
They
really?
had a BOGO.
Anytime you work.
Huh?
Space.
Who cares? You wanna talk about the night we all left
I'm so surprised.
I just gotta be careful with the fire. But, yeah.
Like, I don't know why he had a name of actually for public responsibility.
Sleeping.
She's got it. You're being all these stickers and patches and everybody gets that. I was leaving them at ready for
I got to.
like with some dude rolled up with you when it
We're
was
not chasing each other.
toss one in the truck. Oh, that'd be.
And I said,
If we,
didn't put band-aids,
if Jim,
Jim showed up.
I'll mention Jan.
Yeah,
David, call David. Oh, God. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I sat there and they had all this, so a lot of it's 99 cents. So man, I went cray cray.
Really?
Yeah, if I can't go to a beach, I brought the beach to me because I'll be wearing it every day. On my t-shirts, my new t-shirts. My new
Oh my
t-shirt.
gosh.
I think it's a sleep.
So, I gotta get the t-shirts. I got the transfers now. I gotta get t-shirts to put them on.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I'm
Thanks. My sister-in-law, ex-sister-in-law wants to take her grandkids over to see my dad. I'm like, how do you take them for doctor's appointment? And she said, what do you think? You take the kids over at 9:30? He's getting around so slowly.
Hi.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say for day.
Hi. What are you watching?
Can you do this on Wednesday?
YouTube. Yeah, another day.
I'm using, outdoors Autobot and I'm transforming into the robot.
know viruses.
This is the robot form.
That's so cool.
That's not good for
What are you saying?
Yeah. If I didn't know this, I'd have brought a sleeping bag. I didn't either. 12:30, 1:45, 2:45,
Bedtime.
2:30. Just like.
I'll be up at 3 o'clock.
I didn't even late. I mean, I used to sit in the chair and fall asleep, but I did. Last night I finished watching one of those episodes of my program.
Yeah, I don't set an alarm.
They don't need no bodies.
7 o'clock.
Oh, good Lord.
And then you get up at
No,
5:30.
No, 10 till 6.
I don't know, I have to baseball.
Are you kidding?
I go to.
Every single.
Sarah, you've been kind of asked to come back.
I just.
Please and thank
Your wrist is doing fine today.
Yeah. Got old Tina line here.
Oh, I know.
understand that already, and it's something I mean, been outside.
Man, I have, I got the Motan going, baby. Short sleeve.
I guess-
Where's that finally put on a tank top yesterday? This is getting bad. I gotta have.
Did you get everything noted?
Yeah. Took me 5 hours, I got it all done.
You know, we're calling for storms.
I know, but every- but I don't-
You might have seen, you have these
Well,
big
I'm gonna have to get a
white
kayak if
whale,
we are.
whale parks.
because
They
This
are big
all
white
the
parks
time,
that have white
yeah.
around them. And they're called.
It's bad, it's gonna get bad, it's gonna start coming in.
Sometimes move people and they'll use them.
But I just-
We have to use them in the house or
Yeah.
whatever.
Did
you hear anything on that?
No, I haven't heard a thing, and my aunt is
But
still
we
talking
don't, we don't do
about it,
removals.
but I had not heard a thing.
It's all for.
So, and knowing Becky and them, no, I think it's just her aunt.
Yeah, we were there, we
They
were there,
but they had,
it wasn't for
her last
They
month.
bore through a guy's sewer.
He passed away last month, and they had a big funeral for him down
Oh, I
there.
think this is the one I heard about.
So, I think her mom was the only one, and her aunt's the only one left.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't, I asked her to let me know, and I haven't heard of her.
Yeah.
And knowing them, they're probably going.
I got you. Yeah, no, I got you.
So Becky,
But yeah, I
she
could,
told me more than
I mean, I.
once.
Why are you looking at me like that? Looks like they're working this.
Late teens, early twenties.
You're right. I think I heard about the call.
I said, okay.
Your son, if-
Yeah, oh, yeah. So,
I got had a pulse and he was breathing.
High spot.
it's called blood in America.
Just the ridge, not the roof.
No, it's just, the heart was in it.
Ask him if it was worth calling, but it was just fire.
I just don't think, I think that's.
Now, we may get called back. And how good it's along.
Yeah.
Unless we're acting like, unless we get robbed, we might have to say that.
And if you do it for free, get her free.
But it was like white card with black
It
stripes
took
on
3
it.
days to go through all the
I just had to sit on it.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Because I thought,
You're good.
Well, she said like big trees. There's a lot of sun.
No, you're
welcome. I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
no, they're not like.
I don't think there's much green bush in there. She has a lot of kitty that she loves.
Right, yes, these people take
She's
forever.
planting a lot of poppies. She
Oh,
loves
yeah.
I'm driving my back.
She never do that.
It's like a hockey.
Except like here, that Fred.
You really don't know you're changing.
Well, it's like, it's no different.
I got finished
Hey,
with
you
it.
gotta paint it.
I got finished with it.
After this one, and then switch it off and take something else.
To go outside.
Nope.
You said we're gonna go outside.
It's not to that point yet.
Hmm.
So.
So anyway, but I honestly don't. She would like anything.
Yeah, where?
Okay. But she's been preaching to me that she's going to spend more money on plants that she can. And it takes them 3 days. Greg gets on the tractor and little wagon, goes downstairs, puts them in there. And wherever she is in the yard, he drives the tractor around. It takes them 3 days to take everything out.
I was Shrexburg, the guy going, you was told now, you have this now, and you pay like 50 bucks on it a week, and those pay.
I didn't even, I
I've never used it.
I mean, they're actually craftsmen.
So that's what I was asking. Can I teach?
Yeah.
Because I like it from.
They'll redo craftsman stuff that you bought out in craftsman, all that, but that's all one big.
I
You'll understand.
So Shane dropped his, drill and.
Yeah, she would love that.
Oh, I'll do that, rigid.
And it is.
That's not rigid. And it's like,
Straw bales are like $8
She probably doesn't ever get to either or something. Probably.
I will tell you guys this, do you have any LG appliances in there?
Come up here, we'll give you.
No, it's just standard.
Say, Becky?
We got it.
I do not take care of them. I don't water the damn thing.
So,
I know,
our
you know,
refrigerator.
they gotta be self-sustainable.
So like my mother.
I don't
was
know.
home,
Oh, yeah.
Water
I
them
just
every
did
3 weeks or so.
So, and it stopped cooling.
Although I did.
Overnight.
I think we got out.
All day Sunday.
Anyways, well, so I'm like, I do not do this.
And I did her.
So we're gonna call somebody. So I looked up, trying to find something local, trying to find local.
And she had
company.
10 pots that she kept in
And I
that
found a
car.
company
Those
out of-
3 damn dogs. I asked her today, I said, okay, has this Psycho Cat ruined them all? Yes. She said, well, last time you did this, we had to tell
One
someone
guy
about
showed
all
up
these
in
plants. She bought some of them, I bought
a
some.
little tool bag.
You ruined them all, killed them all.
And
She said, no,
then
because she
proceeded to just walk in, because I went there, look at it and go,
Good God.
oh yeah, this is a pressure issue, you need pressure.
She gave me this little thing to put in a spritzer of water that doesn't harm them, but they will not, they'll take one bite and they will never touch the phone again. And she
Cocktail
goes,
tea, and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll give you a confirmation.
that idiot. He's psycho, he's a psycho cat.
And so we were taking.
He's a psycho killer.
Well,
So anyway, he,
not that we knew of, but so LG has what they call, authorized to repair, or like recall in those spaces. But we just didn't have this company, it's. And she's like, oh, we don't do those. We don't. And I'm like, you came out and said they would, it's what it says on his ticket. Well, he was.
you're gonna turn into a pumpkin.
And I'm like, so I'm like, can I at least get the claim number stuff from LG? They didn't, she's like, yeah, I got this, we don't do this. Why?
What's he doing? But he knows your dad is sick.
No.
This cat has
I'm
been,
like,
since William brought this cat in the house.
so I call, and I get hold of LG.
But your dad is like, and they go now, and they will.
LG has,
the attentiveness.
a program that everything is like, depending on what it is, 5 or 10 years. And if it has, so what it ends up being is our unit, our model should have one of two compressors. And if it had compressor A in it, it's covered in warranty along with it.
Now, see, when Izzy does that to me, she wants something. So I get up and she will,
Or it's.
Camilla, she's like white voltage, so and she'll go to where she wants something done. And the other night,
So it's
she did it to me. All day.
But a lot of people.
So I stood up, turned around, and she starts talking, she stops over by the hallway, she turns around to see if I follow. I said, I'm coming, where are we going? Runs right into the corner, the Greg's old running, walks right in there to the
Because
corner.
they've had enough of them with this compressor that has had this issue. And then on top of it, they have a program for reimbursement from single use.
Yeah,
You got it, I call them, yeah, call them. The guy came out on Friday. There's 2 days after I called him. We've already been out there.
Yeah, he wants upside.
It comes out, nothing using special, not only using a work vehicle.
But this cat
Yeah.
is so, he's such a wonderful cat. He's a,
He's beautiful.
Wow.
First.
I can't remember what. And he goes to the cost. It goes from the factory, this is all we know. And this particular 3 digits on the first compressor model number indicates a split removal and replacement of it in the gas. I was like, they're huge. Thanks, you guys get 48 hours to get back to town. Probably is this year. Okay. $100 longer than this. Yeah, sharing with you guys. So started calling for the town. Yeah, you said too, but I didn't have all my friends in this one. I can't remember where.
So she wasn't.
I went through photos for an hour or two to figure out roughly what date and year we
To see Stacy,
I was like, I know we didn't have it December 13th of 24, and I have a picture of somebody in the kitchen of January 1st. We got it somewhere in this. But yeah, so I'm
and one breed, she has 2 different breeds.
Well, it makes me feel better because we had
6
6
toes,
toes,
6 to 7 toes.
Are you jumping on TikTok?
I am.
I like it.
Here he's been, he said.
I mean, it's on
The eyes.
To.
I don't get.
He based it.
I mean, you.
Is there another one?
I
I
didn't
didn't
get
get
ripped
ripped
off
off
on
on
hunting
hunting
gear.
gear.
Okay.
Wasn't.
Right, I've been literally, Stacy breed, that's one of the ones she breeds, they're very.
So I send all of it. If you question it, send it.
She breeds.
Patrick says it just means Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
Oh my God.
so I went in there, she got her nose, she goes in the right old bedroom door, and she said, and she scratches my head. I get her, I'll counter, so I open the door. There's nothing in there. I do, I have one. She goes in there, hey, well, that worked there for about 10 minutes, and I go back, No,
So one of the first gifts I got Patrick was a hand keys.
She looks at me.
When we were dating.
I get up, she was over there, when I go to the bathroom,
Bought
I
a
shut
couple
the door.
of
He's fine.
So you just can't get more dance first.
She did it. She did pull it out first.
You know, so it's like.
That's what she did first.
That's his first.
Yeah, oh, Jared, don't tell me how to do She's got 2 livers now, but she's. Oh, those look a little violent.
I like those over the chain.
Usually,
You
like,
guys
like,
can help find her.
oh, man, I thought you were somebody.
But if they kill this cat, my soul,
Oh, I know.
he said, this cat.
And that's what I
Because
said.
it's like when you work with every other department.
Those really.
You can count what tools you have and what tools you took in.
But anyway, so, yeah, every time Whitney gets, every time Stacy posts, Whitney calls, she'll
You just
text
keep
me.
it.
Oh, Mom, go to bed.
That's a funny.
Delete it.
Like, you could leave.
And that's when she goes down there, that's all she does, she writes the worst place. Because that's where she got Izzy.
Is it?
Yeah, Izzy started, Izzy kept jumping on that first. And riding with
Money and sat around, like even if it's just like a couple of dollars, it's big ones.
Big ones, oh my God, they are very.
They put it in your house. No, in the station. And nobody will touch it. I mean, they might get it moved around, but.
Yeah. Oh,
But your tool.
And then it's on harness and take it for walks, they love it.
Except for cheese.
Charger.
Hey, cheese. Speaking of chargers. I was visiting with Jared, he's got a box of goodies for you now.
It's okay, maybe yesterday.
Yeah, he knew it.
Well.
All right.
So I told her,
Be there
you
tomorrow.
have to delete it.
I have to.
I have to have that, like, if
Do
it's
you
got
have that
that,
cord?
we'll never know on it. and that
I
can't
said
be
the other
safe.
day,
I've got, so I've got thing for 3 of our radios that are out of service.
Raymond, she used to
Did
teach
you
with
find a
us
new,
over there. She's got-
radio
she had
in your mailbox
cat
with a
forever.
note for me?
And she wanted a stroller. And then she bought.
I put one in your mailbox Sunday.
And they would go for
Because
walks.
we had
Now
issues
she's
with
got
the other
these
day, we
two
thought it was
black and
battery,
white
we swapped
ones.
batteries.
And they're both.
And Nicole pulled it out Sunday. And so I wrote that sometimes it comes on.
So hot out here?
sometimes it doesn't stay on. So I took the battery out and taped the paper around and stuck it in the mailbox. That's safe.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good. I'm good.
Yeah, back out here.
I might be able to help you after you, right? I'm sure what it's out there that it's figured all out.
You said, can you call? I said, I was in a meeting. I'm trying to call them first. Remember, they were in water to these meetings.
Oh, yeah, I'm working Wednesday night. Chief Hunter.
I know you're
Can
leaving.
you walk across?
Such a cracker. I was like, why does that sound familiar? Hey, you know what? I'll make some calls. I'll see if Chris is on the highway. I'll tell you to bring it on.
I put it out there, I was trying to get some.
I know.
I won't overwhelm everybody, so.
I will get it out when I do.
Put it out tonight.
No, I'm not gonna talk over your hair. It's your jam.
$1.5
Just leave it on your hair and I'll fix it when I get home. Bye. Love you, bye.
Oh, you know what?
Just figure out what since you freaking was awake. She's like, you told me just to wait. Before, yeah.
Batteries.
It's okay, I'm so glad I have to hear you. And I have teacher boys.
Thank you, dear.
Those are always bad.
Really? She said, please cut off my hair.
Okay, are there any motions coming out
I
of
move
closed
that
session?
we exit closed session.
Okay,
Second.
clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callahan.
Yes.
Howard. Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes. Okay, any
And I
further
believe-
motions?
I believe Matthew has one motion coming out of closed
One
session.
motion coming out of closed session. Motion for the promotion of Lisa Stewart to HR manager, pay grade 145, step 1, at $28.94 an hour, effective June 9th.
Second.
I'll do so moved.
Was that Patrick?
Yeah.
Okay, and Jacoby is second. Right, any further discussion?
No, congratulations.
That's separate. Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Is there anything else coming out of closed session? Okay. We want to go back to new business.
Yes, ma'am. This was dated May 29th from Chris Kronk, Mayor and City Council Board Report. At our Park Board meeting on Thursday, May 29th, 2025, Rod Kreitz and Mary Langler both reside as they are moving out of Pleasant Valley. Kathy Earmo will be resigning, and if I messed up her name, I'm sorry, in September or October to move to Illinois. It just says there, I have spent most of the street name money, sign money that was budgeted for 2025. I'm replacing numerous signs in towns. So my apologies.
It's okay. Those are two separate issues
Oh,
that we
I'm sorry.
talked about in public. One, we talked about in Public Works. So if you have an issue,
I have an issue.
bringing forward,
Yes, my apologies. It's been long, and those long sessions are
that's okay.
long. Okay, so my question is, now that Mary Langley states that she is resigning, there was mention that she received a large donation at the Day in the Park. Does anyone know the amount that of the donation? Yes.
It was $279.
$279. Okay. And has any of the money been used in, for what? Do you know by any chance?
I'm not aware that any of that $279 donation money has been spent.
Okay, so, okay, I guess my last question is, where is the donation money sitting now?
It was deposited in May, so it's not reflected on the financial statements I distributed, those are just through April 30th.
Okay,
So if I may add to that,
yes,
all the donation money that they get for either someone handing them, they put donation boxes out during events. And then donation money goes to that line item also from the shelter rentals.
okay,
And then it goes into an account that, as long as they've been on the board, they're just like building that account. It's not, they've never spent any of that money on anything.
well, that's fantastic for one day in the park, that's phenomenal.
If you look at this piece of paper,
Yep, yep,
I believe what they're saying is there's that account that says Pleasant Valley Parks and Recreation. Is that the account you're talking about, Chris?
Does it have the 7112? Show that?
280.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that number, $280.55 will change with the next report.
Yeah, that's just a coincidence that it's that close.
Oh,
So
wow.
it'll essentially, that account will essentially double.
okay. Thank you for the explanation, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, now we're gonna go on to ordinances.
Yeah, please.
Madam Mayor, would you like me to read Council Bill 3593?
Please do.
An ordinance repealing ordinance number 3514, appointing and setting salary of the municipal judge of the 7th Judicial Circuit Court. Mayor, would you like me to ask for a motion and a second to pass Council Bill 3593 on the first and place it on the second?
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes,
Mayor, would you like me to read Council Bill 3594?
Yes.
An ordinance appointing and setting the salary of the municipal judge of the 7th Circuit Court. Madam Mayor, would you like me to ask for a motion and a second to pass Council Bill 3594 on the first and place it on the second?
Please do.
So moved.
Second.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
yes,
Madam Mayor, would you like me to read Council Bill 3595?
Please do.
An ordinance repealing ordinance number 3515, appointing and setting the salary of the city prosecutor.
So moved.
Madam Mayor, would you like me to ask for a motion and a second to pass Council Bill 3595 on the first and place it on the second?
Please do.
I'll second. So moved.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
yes,
Madam Mayor, would you like me to read Council Bill 3596?
Please do.
An ordinance appointing and setting the salary of the city prosecutor. Madam Mayor, would you like me to ask for a motion and a second to pass Council Bill 3596 on the first and place it on the second?
Yes.
So moved.
second,
You guys are having a race.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
yes.
Do these have to all be read again now?
Surely will.
They are supposed to be read twice,
Yeah.
so they can place it on the second.
Yeah, because you made a motion, pass it on first, place it on the second reading, and then we've got to read it a second time, right?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes. You're right, Jim. You get these notes done. Okay.
An ordinance repealing ordinance number 3514, appointing and setting salary of the municipal judge of the 7th Judicial Circuit Court.
So moved.
Second.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Thirty-five ninety-three ordinance.
Now we do repeat this, so this is an ordinance appointing and setting the salary of the municipal judge of the 7th Circuit Court.
So moved.
Second.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
An ordinance, nope. An ordinance repealing ordinance number 3515 and appointing and setting the salary of the city prosecutor.
So moved.
Second.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
An ordinance appointing and setting the salary of the city prosecutor.
So moved.
Second.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Did we do the second on these other ones? The second reading?
You can form them twice.
Yeah, we did
Okay.
four twice.
Okay, want to make sure.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
We adjourn.
Oh, Debbie.
Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
Scarborough,
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Oh, yes.
Said no.
See anybody sitting on there by the road today? No? No more.
Hey, I've been talking with the neighbors. One was right on. It's about 4 and they got grandkids and dogs. So I'm gonna ask, I know you never forget that.
No, it was supposed to start today.
Okay, I haven't seen anybody yet.
I was just checking.
I appreciate it. Because that's just.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Without a doubt.
First grade.